Um, I think I was talking about God Bless the Dead.
Yeah. I guess the question where we left off was I was asking you if all these years later what people got wrong about Tupac was it the gangster image, and you were telling me about God Bless the Dead.
Yeah, well, I don't I don't know. You know, there's so many different type of misconceptions, but that to me that song was just it was weird to me because people kept saying Tupac is still alive because of that song. Because in the beginning it goes, "Rest in peace to my homie Biggie Smalls," and now, usually when we went to do music, Stretch would call me and say, "Hey, Pox, I'm in the studio here, I'm in the studio there." But on God Bless the Dead, Pac actually called me and said, "Hey, one of Stretch's homies from Springfield Hollis crew got killed. He was coming out of a liquor store, and three people who had beef with him seen him, and instead of running, he wanted to squab with them, all three of them, and they were still scared of him, 3 against 1. So they just shot him, and Stretch was really messed up. So we want to do a song as a tribute to him. And to come again, it was Echo Sound. So it was Echo Sound, and it was just Stretch just man, he really was out of it, And so they did a thing. They rolled the blunts and started drinking Hennessy, and Stretch did that. He took the sample, and then like I usually do, I started playing the bass to kind of go with it, and the string parts over it, and drum loops and stuff. And they started writing it as a tribute to Stretch's friend that Pac had met him and hung out with him. You know what I mean? But that's what that song was all about, and it was just like, it's really a sad moment. I kind of didn't understand it and didn't think much of it. I mean, they never really even released the song. It was just like a tribute to a friend of Stretch's that died, But then I started hearing how that's the proof that Tupac was still alive, because how could he say rest in peace to Biggie Smalls when Pac died before Biggie? You know what I mean? So that's one of the misconceptions.
This is a J Mix exclusive.
I think that another misconception of Tupac is that he was a gangster. My perspective with Tupac is that I used to kind of tell him, man, why you do all of this stuff, man? We're Hootie and the Blowfish. There was a group out at the time called Hootie and the Blowfish. And I was like, man, all we do is stay in fancy hotels, go party at the Roxy, and eat good food, and go to the studio and do music, and go to the movies sometimes, man. We ain't put holes in some drugs. We Hootie and the Blowfish, yo. You know what is? You know what I mean? This is, but so to me, I kind of watched Pac become a gangster, and what made him become that was all, when he got shot in New York, when he went to jail, and just messed up stuff happened, and he just came out mad, really angry. I think the thing that really just turned him into just a very angry and vicious person. I heard that, we're sitting around and there was a news report that Pac was in the infirmary and he had 16 stitches. And so I went to Mo Prima. I was like, man, what happened? What happened? He was like, man, I told him. Mo was like, man, I told him, man, don't go up in the cell with him. Don't be smoking weed with them dudes, So basically what happened is and it's messed up, but it was like I went to Hawthorne to a friend of ours, Country's apartment, where Stretcher came in town. Stretch was working, and Stretch was just like, yo, man, shit is fucked up, dog, because Pocket did some kind of interview while he was in jail. I guess it was in the Event of My Demise interview for Vibe magazine. And he named names. You know what I mean? He was in there naming names in this interview. He had been charged with, but it wasn't him alone. He really wasn't charged with. He was conspiracy to commit. Basically, he was in a hotel room. The people who wanted to, you told him, don't go to New York, man, but he went to New York. Some chick had, gave him a job on the dance floor, and you guys found out he was in New York, found out what hotel room he was in, came to his hotel room, called the chick, she came over, and, you know what I mean? She came to the room. They called her. They was like, Pop wants you to come to this hotel room. She came to the hotel room. When she walked in, they started, like, grabbing her and stuff. And Pac was scared of the dudes. So he took the opportunity to bolt, to leave the room. And she was mad at him. She was angry at him for not protecting her from these gangsters. You know what I mean? So she charged him with. They had connections and stuff. They got off, and he was the one doing time. So he was mad about that, And so he did an interview where he named the names of the guys who were in the room with, so they was like, basically we was gonna leave him alone, man. You know what I mean? He gave back the ring. You know what I mean? One way or another, they're gonna get the ring back. So they got the ring back, because in the studio incident in New York, they got their ring back. So it was like it was just gonna leave. That was it. There wasn't nothing else to it. But he gonna get in. He did what they call dry snitching. You know what I mean? In other words, he didn't go to police and say, these are the guys who actually raped the chick. He went to Vibe magazine and did an interview calling the Event of My Demise. I don't want to do nobody else's time, blah, 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 and named the names of the guys who actually had the woman that he was doing time for. And those guys that called Stretch and was like, yo, man, we was through with Pac, man. We got the ring back, whatever, you know what I mean? But now he done gone and he done named our names in magazines and stuff, You know what I'm saying? And then they was like, we had to pay money to get our name out the magazine. You know what I'm saying? So now we're going, you know what I mean? So they set him up in jail. Had some people offer, 3 dudes offered us some weed, want to sell, smoke some weed. They went to sell, smoke some weed, and they got him, and it f***ed him up. You know what I'm saying? And so after that, it was just like he'd do anything to get out of there, and everybody was mad, and she was like, well, who gonna lie for him? Everybody gonna lie for you, man. Thug life. And it was so sad, man, because it was like, okay, so Pac is not a blood, Pac is not a Crip, Pac is he's not no gangster, yo. He has no ties to any gang. To be a gangster, the part of the word is gang. What gang? He's not a blood, he's not a crip, he's not a Thug Life is not a gang. Thug Life is a music group. And to just watch those guys just sit there and go, man, I do music with Pac, but, I'm not trying to ride on you. You know what I mean? It was sad. So nobody had Pac's back.
This is a J Mix exclusive.
Hey all, it's J-Mix here, and I want to thank everybody that took the time to watch the video. If you liked it, go ahead and throw it a like, maybe even a comment down below. And if you really like my content, check out my Patreon. The link is down below. For $1 a month, you get all the live streams, unedited as soon as they happen, plus interviews in advance and other bonus content. The link is in the description. If not, you guys could always watch one of the videos to the side of me. See you on the next upload. One love, everybody.